This is the Word of God. In that silence, howdy there. I'm going to talk to you about Meher Baba's mission. And let's see if you can experience it for yourself. Now, you may already watch my movies and be experiencing it all the time, like every day without watching movies. And so I hope you find these entertaining and informative because, information about Baba is quite helpful. Man, I heard about Baba 60 years ago. People started telling me things Baba said back then, and I let it in slowly but surely. And just yesterday I was reading the Baba calendar, which Franny always buys me a Baba calendar for my birthday, which is on December 2nd, so the calendar's out. And solves one problem: what to get a man who has everything. And I still, I get awakened by reading stuff that he said. It's awakening. Meher Baba the Awakener. That's what I named the church. The first church of Meher Baba the Awakener. And the idea of these videos is to assist you in waking up, which is a long, slow process and feels like it's over as soon as it starts. Because in a way you're either awake or you're not, so you go boing, and hey.
How are you?
All right. I'm on a bridge here at the YMCA camp. So it's nice out here, isn't it? Beautiful place. Anyway, Jai Baba, it's nice to see you watching the movie. And so do this before we start with the, things I want to say. Just do this. So I'm now in the calm, clear place. Now, my finger signal means I don't know what it means actually, but it is a signal from God. And it's what enabled me to cure a lot of medically incurable diseases. A whole bunch of them. I'm 75 and I'm not dead, so I must have cured something, right? Oh boy. Okay. And one of two things either happened. Either you felt, somewhat more peaceful, calm, clear, or you didn't. Nothing happened. Your finger didn't even move. So I want to start by saying that this is the Word of God. Not the words in books, not the words that I find awakening that Baba said when I read, but the word spoken in your heart. That's where you hear the Word of God. And you are able to hear it. How do I know this? Well, one thing I do is I ask God a lot of questions, okay? Because I can. Now I have a way of asking God questions and getting answers. So I decided, well, I'm going to use this. As long as I've been given this gift, I'm going to use this. And so I ask, well, you could just ask yourself again. See, the thing is, if you don't get anything, there's no change in you, your finger doesn't move, keep trying. What can I say, because you are able to do this. So you could ask, can I hear the word of God? And you can ask, do I need to try harder? Am I already trying too hard? There's all kinds of questions you can ask. So I was going to say that one way I know that you can hear the word of God is because I asked God if you can hear it, and he said yes. Or I wouldn't be making this movie. Why would I want to waste my time? I'm a stock trader. We're loath to waste time. And ask any other stock trader, and they'll say the same thing. I do not like wasting my time. They all say that. You were created with this ability. What I used to say, I haven't said this for a while, but it's a good thing, I used to say, this is your birthright. Whatever else you were given at birth, you were given this. You are able to hear the word of God. And you can become a missionary and make other people aware of this. Like, you could go onto a hospital ward of all people who are paralyzed from the neck down, and all they can do is blink their eyes and move their eyes. And you could get them connected the way I am, hopefully, getting you connected. You can do it with anybody. You can do it with somebody who's in a coma. If your heart is beating, you can hear the word of God in your heart. What Meher Baba said about why he came into this world. Well, one thing he said was, I have not come to teach, I've come to awaken. And one of the things I try to do in my movies is avoid teaching. I know it looks like I'm teaching, doesn't it? I hope not, but it probably does, But I really try to avoid it, because it's an exercise in futility. You can't teach anybody anything. They have to get it. It's something that you awaken inside of yourself, this word of God. So what Baba said was that he came into this world to raise humanity from the level of reason to the level of intuition. And he was saying that we went through an evolutionary process where we first operated from instinct, And then we went to reason, and that was a big jump up from instinct. And the next jump up is to intuition. And once we raise ourselves, like if you and I have raised ourselves, if nobody else has to do this, but if you and I have raised ourselves, which Baba came to enable us to do. See, people get really confused about this, because when I talk about raising yourself, and they think, well, what about just letting God do it? Well, God's done what he could. So it's going to be up to you to do the rest, whatever that is. And when you do the rest, then you're enabling God to do more. So God may have done what he could with you up to this point, but it ain't over. You know, God can do more. But probably you're going to have to do. See, that's where my finger came in. You know, I really changed. That's what happened to me. I really changed. And it really was something that I did not do for myself. But I did. Okay? Like, I had to put myself there. I'll tell you the story. I had a lot of chiropractors in my courses. And I used to do my courses in the third world. I did them like in Jamaica, in the Caribbean, third world. And I tried to keep them in touch with the people, you know, who were there, like the Jamaicans in Jamaica. You know, you go to one of these resorts and you never see a Jamaican. What you see is people with Jamaican accents who are whitewashed and turned into, you know, like somebody that they think people want to see. And of course, maybe that is what people want to see, you know. But I really tried to, like, expose the people in my courses to reality. The courses were about confronting. Anyway, so one of these doctors was out jogging one afternoon, and I was jogging on the same trail. So I struck up a conversation with him, and he was telling me about this advanced training that he was doing, and I said, well, let's go do it. See, I had to say that. I asked him for it. I said, let's go do it together, and we'll see what it's like. I want to experience it. So we ran up the mountain across the street from the resort, and we were standing in a cow pasture, and it was a course, he was doing a course in muscle testing. And we kept meeting. I kept asking him, look, meet me tomorrow morning. I want to do more of this. It made me feel good. And I didn't realize I was getting in touch with God until one day. And even then, what I thought I was doing was just becoming highly psychic. What happened was, he used my body to test something about that neither of us could have known. It was about his mother. Neither of us could have known it, but he tested through this whole thing, and he cured something in himself and felt different. He had a tangible result, and that woke me up. And I said, I am reading the Akashic records. I remember when the thought came. And you know, a lot of people come to God in various ways. And some of them come to God through reading the Akashic records. And so I, it's too bad that whatever their religion is tends to separate them. And they because they're getting a result with it. See, when people get a result with something, the first thing they start doing is including and even attacking other things. Weird. I remember, in the movie Gandhi, he was talking about the clergyman, and when he was a kid, and he was saying that he would read from the Quran or the Hindu, whatever it was, I think it was the Gita, all just interchangeably, To him it was all God. He was connected. He was spiritually connected was the message. India's like that. I spent some time in India. And India's like that. It's a good place. Really, really helped me to go there. Well, of course, I spent every day at Meher Baba's tomb when I was there. And that helped me. That was good for me. So people get results with their religion. They connect with God. They feel God and hear God in their hearts. And it's true of everybody who connects with God. Like when you attend a religious service, you're asking God. And, some people don't ever get much from that. They really are really going through the motions or pretending. It's too bad, but, it's just something that they need, something like a little stronger than what they're getting there. And the more, the more dogmatically positioned they become, the more probable it is that they need something stronger. Because when you feel God in your heart, you don't really feel like being dogmatic and putting down the people in the church across the street. Baba said that he came here to this world to unite all religions, like they were beads on a string. And see, I know that he will succeed. He didn't quite say when this would happen. Most people think he said when he spoke his word. And he spoke his word, and I hear it. And if you go to a Meher Baba group and you tell them, hey, there's this guy who says he hears Baba's word, probably, the official reply will be, no, Baba hasn't spoken yet, so he's deluding himself. Probably. What do I know? I haven't been to one of those things in like 20 or 30 years, so I am so out of touch with all those groups. Although we still donate, I think, to the Meher Center in South Carolina. Franny loves that place, and so do I. That meant a lot to me, having that. That was a wonderful gift that was given to us. So we don't have to go to India. It's quite a trip. So one thing that you could ask before we end this lesson explanation is, have I cured anything while I was involved in this video? Okay, I get yes from me. One reason I make these is because I cure things when I'm making them. So, have a wonderful day and a wonderful life, and I hope I've made a difference for you.